What's up, NFL fans? I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook, and don't forget to check out and purchase your copy of our latest football game plan book, Stiff Arming Football Myths. We have these available in both PDF and paperback form.
Now let's take a look at some coaching points for both teams in this ball game. Starting with the Panthers, the passing game has to connect early. We're talking about Cam Newton and those wide receivers. They have to get on the same page from the start of the game and make the plays that are there throwing the football. If they can do that, they can have a lot of success versus the Seahawks. And the power game, I believe, is a winning game plan for Carolina. They can run the football with the best of them. If they're able to get the ground game going, running downhill and not east to west, make it a downhill game and not a horizontal game, I think they can win versus Seattle. And I would suffocate Russell Wilson. That means playing contain on the outside while getting pressure in between those A and B gaps. They do have the benefit of having linebackers that can cover. We'll talk about that inside the lab. But when you look at what they can do from a pressure standpoint, it has to come between those A and B gaps. And for the Seahawks in this ball game, it's all about reestablishing the line of scrimmage, and that goes for both sides of the ball. Offensively, you want to move these guys off the spot and be able to get push up front to help that running game get going. And defensively, it's about playing on the Panthers side of the line of scrimmage. Don't allow those guards to pull around, beat them to the spot, and that way you can bottle up the running game. And I would dial up the trap defenses versus a guy like Cam Newton, who tends to lock in on players at times in the passing game, and that way you can influence bad decisions and perhaps coming away with an interception. And Earl Thomas's ability to shrink space. This guy has tremendous range, not only sideline to sideline, but from the deep safety downhill in the alley. I think he can win in the alley, or has to win in the alley versus Carolina, in order for the Seahawks defense to have a chance.
This week versus Seattle, not only do the Carolina Panthers have to keep Russell Wilson contained in the pocket, but they also have to do a great job at the second level of their defense. And they do have two outstanding backers that can cover very well. I'm going to show you how they can do so by utilizing quarters, half type coverage in certain situations to get the job done. And we're going to play quarters on the strong side where the tight end is aligned. So safety is going to be responsible for a quarter of the field. Cornerback back here responsible for his quarter. And we're playing cover two on the weak side. So he's going to get a good bump. And now he's going to drop into his curl out responsibility. We're going to walk the defensive end out on the outside shoulder, almost splitting the receiver and the tight end, and the tackle. His job is to play contain rush on the outside. We're going to have the defensive end on the strong side over the tight end, taking an inside trek, playing contain. We're going to run a twist up front with the two defensive tackles, A-gap twist here, strong side A-gap twist there. Now, we're going to drop this backer in the curl out area to take away any quick short route by the receiver or the speed out by the tight end. We're going to have the backers overread the run, drop back into coverage. Overread the run, dropping back into coverage. Cover two safety here responsible for half of the field. So you see where you're getting contained pressure. You get a little creative with your pressure up front with your defensive tackles. Try to get that interior push. Your linebackers are overreading the run. They're dropping in to show that they're coming, but they're dropping back into coverage in the hook to curl zone right there. And the way these guys play defense, these two backers, they do a great job. And if I'm Carolina, I have to find creative ways to slow down Russell Wilson and that offense, especially on third downs. The Seahawks have to be creative versus Carolina inside the red zone. And one way I'm going to show you is how they can utilize the Maryland I formation, which I'm a big fan of. You can check our website to see my Maryland I videos, and run a quick screen, try to influence or catch the Panthers in a bad situation. Show you what we're talking about here. We're going to show run to the left side. There's no weak side or strong side because we have two receivers on the line of scrimmage. We're going to probably put a tight end in the backfield. So we're going to show action, run action this way, try to influence the strong safety to come up, the backer to come up, and we're running a quick screen over here to the receiver. And I'll show you what we're talking about and how we're going to block this up. We're going to have the fullback lead, tailback lead. Russell Wilson's going to open out. Now, what we're doing with the tight end, the second back in the I formation, his job is to run all the way across the formation and block that cornerback. How we're influencing the defensive line? We're going to influence him upfield, get pass blocked right there. Influence the end to get pass blocked here. Meet him there, actually block him up. Now we're going to have the play side guard. His job is going to work out and try to go get this backer blocked. Center's job is to work out, try to get that backer blocked. We're going to have The backside guard's job is to make sure he gets this defensive tackle, this one tech block right there. So now everyone is blocked up front because we're going to have the fullback eat the defensive tackle this way, getting help from the back as Russell Wilson fakes the handoff here, stops, and is going to throw the throwback screen because the receiver's going to push up as if he's going to block. Coming back, get the screen. Ball goes to him. He takes it inside, makes him miss, hopefully for a touchdown. So this is one way they can run the wide receiver screen out of the Maryland I formation. Also, just want to draw something up, backside post, hopefully holding a free safety here or what have you. But that's the way they can get this job done in the red zone, getting creative, utilizing their personnel and also formation to put 6 on the board instead of coming away with 3.
Cam Newton has to do a better job of scanning the field, and here versus Arizona, you'll see the Panthers have a scissors concept at the top with the 2 receivers, the backside skinny post, and the tight end is going to hook over the middle of the field. Now, the Cardinals defensive backs at the top were playing the sticks and were in great position to make a play, but at the bottom you have one-on-one coverage with number 11 beating the cornerback off the line of scrimmage and was wide open. That's a big enough window to fit the football in, and that's where Cam Newton should have thrown the football. And as we run it, you'll see the pass should have been intercepted, while at the bottom, Burson had enough space and leverage to get the first down. And these are the things you want to see Newton become better at doing, more in particular this game versus Seattle. The Seahawks play with great team speed, and it's 11 guys to the football. And here versus the Rams, you'll see an end around to Tavon Austin, and the Seahawks do a great job of 1, staying gap discipline, 2, setting the edge, and 3, rallying to the football to make a play. And this is important versus Carolina because the Panthers do an excellent job of moving their offensive linemen in the running game and running misdirection plays. So it'll be important for Seattle to remain fundamentally sound in order to have success versus this Panthers offense. And the biggest X factor in this ballgame will be Cam Newton's ability to throw the football consistently with accuracy. I think that's the biggest thing right now that's missing from the Panthers' passing attack. We know the receivers have had their issues with dropping the football. That obviously can't happen, but Newton has to be able to scan the field a lot better in order to get this passing game going to bring that balance to this Panthers offense. And the biggest X factor in this ballgame for Seattle will be the play of linebacker Bobby Wagner, the Mike backer. He's going to have a huge impact versus the running game of Carolina, and also probably have to be a spy versus Cam Newton. So how well he plays could ultimately determine how well the Seahawks defense play as a whole. I like Seattle in this ball game. I believe these games will always be close because the Panthers can play the Seahawks power game, so that shrinks the ball game, and that's why you see a lot of close games between these 2 squads. But overall, you look at the Seahawks defense being able to apply pressure, being able to cover one-on-one without help, and also being able offensively to move the football consistently and pay off with the big plays in the passing game as opposed to just doing so by the running game. So I think this is a well-balanced football team that'll come away victorious versus Carolina. And I also want to give a huge shout out to Seahawk fan forums and Panther fan forums for always showing football game plan support.